It's ridiculous. So I'll get into some of the details and what's going on here in the United States with this stuff.
Reviews, reaction, satisfaction.
Today's video should be really interesting. This is going to be a video called Indian Slums versus American Slums by Karolina Goswami. So let's get started.
You must have heard a sensational story of the deceased Indian millionaire, a beggar from Mumbai who left behind certificates of fixed deposits and some cash. How strange is that? India and America. One is a developed country, the other one is still a developing nation. Unfortunately, homelessness, slums and poverty still exist in the two largest democracies of the world. However, there is something that makes Indian slums unique. No, I'm not talking about the beggars anymore. I want to tell you the shocking difference that I have personally experienced while visiting the poor neighborhoods in the two countries. The first difference is people. Happy, friendly and joyful people. In Indian slums you can find them everywhere, all the time. On the other hand, in America and also in many other Western nations, you tend to find anger and unrest when you visit the poor areas. I have personally experienced this.
That's Los Angeles right there, by the way.
You do not see the smiling children who will come running towards you to hug you or to play with you. Instead, you see anger on people's faces. So, does it mean that Americans do not know how to be happy without money? On the other hand, in India, random strangers in the slums have hosted me and cooked for me. They showed me an immense generosity that I will never be able to forget. Many Western tourists love to photograph poor Indians. This is something that happens all the time, and quite often, most Westerners do it without asking for any kind of permission. On the other hand, have you ever tried to walk in the American slums with a camera, taking pictures or videos of the poor? You better not. Our friends and well-wishers warned us not to go to those areas with a camera. There can be serious safety issues.
Yeah, that's true.
Why are the poor areas in the Western nations perceived as dangerous? Is it about drugs and crime?
A little bit.
I was told that there are places in America where even the police do not feel very comfortable going. Forget about women's safety. On occasions, even men do not tend to feel very safe walking in American slums. It is something that isn't impossible to do, but is definitely not recommended. If you go to an American slum, you can find people that are unemployed, drug addicts, beggars, and even criminals who are on the run. The situation appears to be different in India. It doesn't mean that slums in India are crime-free, but Indian urban slums are definitely more like informal settlements which provide the migrants from other parts of the country an opportunity to live cheap and save money. Many residents in these Indian slums live there only temporarily until they are able to grow enough in their career to move out.
Stick to the end because I'm going to have some thoughts on this.
These slums in India are massive entrepreneurial hubs.
Definitely going to have some thoughts on this.
Mumbai's Dharavi is a good example. It looks like a self-created special economic zone. The recycling industry, pottery industry, textile industry. A simple walk can expose you to thousands of single-room factories. Hard-working, simple people whose products are even exported to other nations. The annual turnover of this Indian slum has been reported to be in the range of $500 million to $1 billion.
Look at that.
As far as health and sanitation is concerned, the situation is bad in both American and Indian slums.
No sanitation, I mean,
in particular, San Francisco streets are suffering from an unfortunate poop crisis.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
To fight the problem, the city officially started a poop patrol task force in 2018.
That's just...
To fight the problem digitally, a tech guy even started an app called Snapcrap, but the poop crisis in San Francisco still continues. While the administration in India might have broken several world records by constructing millions of toilets in a short period and are now striving to bring a behavioral change in Indians, the situation in San Francisco is going from bad to worse. More and more human feces are being spotted on San Francisco streets every year. and many will likely just go unreported.
There's a whole reason why
Among the
that's
reported
happening,
ones,
and I'll get
just
into
in
that at the end.
2018,
So
there were more than 28,000 poop sightings. When it comes to healthcare, things can be extremely difficult in America if you do not have at least $1,000
I don't know where
with
Karolina
you,
Goswami
an
is
amount
from.
that is usually required
She
to be
sounds like she
paid
has
if
an
a
English
person wants
accent,
to be
maybe.
able to use their health insurance.
So I'll
That
get
is
into
why
some of
even
the
those
details and
Americans
what's
who
going
have
on here
health
in the United
insurance
States with this stuff.
often find it difficult to take advantage of the benefits of their health insurance. It was found that half of all insurance policyholders in the USA face a deductible of at least $1,000. Unfortunately, $1,000 is already too much for many Americans to have in their bank savings. In 2016, a survey by Go Banking Rates revealed that 34% of Americans have no money in the bank, and 69% of Americans do not have even $1,000 in savings.
That's probably
India's
true.
national healthcare
Everybody
program
has
is
a
a
bunch
work in
of credit
progress.
card debt is what they have here in the
In
United States.
2018,
It's bad.
India launched an ambitious nationwide scheme which is said to be the world's biggest government health program and is expected to transform India's healthcare system. When it comes to the overall
ambitious.
lifestyle in different budgets, nobody can beat India. While the American homeless are often seen eating bread or junk food, the poor in India can eat fresh, healthy food in various low-budget restaurants that are spread everywhere in various locations. In the West, poor people are seen buying second-hand clothes. In India, poor people can buy brand-new clothes that are available for extremely low prices.
Yeah,
The
well,
poor
that's
in India
because
can even
they
travel
make them
all
there,
over the country
so
on trains. They can watch movies in
it
cinema
costs
halls
less.
and do many
The
things
cost of
that the
living here in the
richest
United
do
States is
while being on a low budget.
crazy high.
And this is because in India, all types of lifestyles for various budgets are available. In the West, the minimum price for several things are already out of budget for many. Whether it is train
it's true.
ticket, house price, rentals, good quality food, fresh fruits and vegetables, or even clothes,
Depends
they
on where
are
you
out
live.
of the budget
She's talking
of
about
many.
big city. She's
God
talking like Los
forbid.
Angeles, New
But if
York,
tomorrow
Chicago, things
you
like that.
became poor, where would you wish to be? India or America? As a concerned global community, we should appeal to both nations to work hard in an effort to eliminate poverty and homelessness. See you again.
All right, so let me get into my thoughts on this, because I do have some thoughts on this. I think she's construing some of the facts a little bit to make certain things sound a certain way, and I think she's off base a little bit on some things. So let me get into my thoughts. So at the beginning of the video, she's talking about the different slums, right? You have the slums of Mumbai in particular, that's what she was talking about, versus the homelessness problem in like in the streets of Los Angeles. She showed all those tents and all those different things in the streets there. There's a difference between those two, and I don't think she's quite understanding what the difference is between those two. So the difference is the slums of Mumbai, to my understanding, is yes, it's very poor, but it's housing, and it's where families live. It's where, you know, people come together, you know, even if they don't have a lot of money, but this is their family, this is their home, okay? The difference is what she was showing here in the United States. Those are homeless people. Those are people who don't live with the families. They might have mental illnesses that they've left their families from. They're drug addicts. They're alcoholics. They don't really fit into society because of either decisions that they made or sicknesses that they've had. They have, or mental illnesses that they have, things like that. So it's not really the same. You don't really see families living in what she's calling the slums of the United States. Those aren't the slums of the United States. We have here in the United States, which is called Section 8 housing, and it's basically for people who can't afford a house, and for families, and for people who are not, you know, committing crimes, people who aren't doing drugs, so they can find housing that is very affordable for them. It's called Section 8 housing. So she's off in the comparison there. I think she's not really comparing the right thing there. And I do understand what she's trying to say here is the people of India, they just have a different mentality than the people in the United States. Okay, people in India, from my understanding and just from talking to you guys, is look, I might not have money, but we're still going to make it. We're going to survive. We're going to be a family. We're going to stick together. We're going to do what we got to do to live this life the best that we can. You know what I mean? And I do think that there are, I mean, of course, there's homeless people in India. There's drug addicts. There's alcoholics. There's mentally ill people. Of course, there's all of that in India and in America. But you can't compare that. If you're going to compare, you got to compare the same thing. So I do think she's a little off base with some of that stuff. Now, when she started talking about San Francisco and the poop patrol and all that stuff with the feces in the streets and all that stuff, guys, that is a governmental issue in San Francisco. San Francisco has become so just let everybody be. It's a free living. Just do what you need to do. Don't worry about it. Their policies. These are from governmental San Francisco city policies that are just ruining that city. You know what I mean? Look, there might be homeless, but you got to find something for them. Find a place for them. You know what I mean? You can't just say, oh, it's okay. Just, you need to poop on the street. We're going to hire somebody. We're going to pay people to go out and pick up your poop. That's unacceptable. I'm sorry. It's unacceptable for somebody to just poop in the middle of the street. Like, there's toilets everywhere. There's public restrooms. There's places to go. You know what I mean? In the city policy, that's their problem in San Francisco. Is just, in my personal opinion, this is just my personal opinion, but they've got some real issues going on with how they deal with some of these things, okay? I think they need to find something for these people, find a place for them to go, build something for them. You don't hire a poop patrol to go out and pick up the. It's just unacceptable, because all the people who are living, and walking and shopping in the streets, they don't want to deal with that. I mean, it's unacceptable. I mean, even you go way back in the day, the Roman times, you want to go back to the people who lived in villages, they went out and they created places to use the restroom. I mean, come on. I mean, we're not, okay, I'm done with that. Like I was saying, I'm not sure where Karolina Goswami is from. She does have an accent, so I'm guessing she's somewhere in Europe, maybe. And I don't think she understands certain portions of, the American culture and how certain things work. There are plenty of resources for homeless people here in the United States to, go get food, there's food banks, go get clothing, free clothing, and all of these things. A lot of what she was showing, the tents, the people living in the street, they've decided that that's where they want to live and that's what they want to do. Like, if they want the help is there. It's a matter of wanting it and wanting to make a change. That's really what it's about for those homeless people. And like I said at the beginning, she's comparing two different things here. Indian slums, the American slums. Those aren't American slums. Those are American homeless people is what that is. So the Indian slums, the thing that impresses me so much about the Indian people is their ability to smile through hard times. Let's take, for example, V Unbeatable. A lot of them come from the streets and the slums of Mumbai, but they're still smiling. They're still working hard. They want to get to their dream. They want to do what they want to do. And that's really what life is about. You're going to get dealt, you're going to get dealt some bad situations. We can't create where we're born, if we're born into money, if we're not, but we can create something. We can decide the life that we want to live and how positive we want to live our lives, right? So I just love that about the Indian culture. There's just this sense of family. There's this sense of, it's okay. Like, this is the life that I've been dealt, but I'm going to smile through it, and maybe someday something will be better. I just love that. I love that. So those are my thoughts on this video. Please put down in the comments what you guys thought about my reactions. What did you guys think about this video? Please put those down in the comments now. Now we are going to get to a quote of the day, and here it is. It goes like this. You can never plan the future by the past. All right, guys, that's quote of the day. I hope you liked it. Don't forget, click on one of these two videos over here. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.